cancel it.
Who the hell cares?
That's a liberal.
It's like saying, would you rather have wine or water?
Wine, a half inch means a lot sometimes.
Nobody likes to eat crow. Right.
Now I'm starving.
How much is the economy today? It's that much.
Pumpkin latte sucks, and I want to speak to your manager.
Objection, hearsay. Objection, leading. Objection, hearsay.
Where's that woman when Biden speaks?
Get the hell out of here. His name is pronounced Joni. And that's the end of it.
Look how short your hair was.
What's that?
Your hair was so short.
Oh, yeah.
You looked like an old lady back then.
Did I? Oh, that means I look like a young chick now?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I am so glad to hear that. We have 6 viewers. How about that? The important ones.
How about that?
What's that? Hi, Francine. Hi, Grandma Joe and Uncle
Hi,
Al.
Grandma.
Hi, Colleen. I got your text just now about Girl Scouts and goats and heavy metals. I'm not quite sure what all of that means, but I'll read it later. Hello, Mick 40. Good to have you. Angela Ricca, happy Tuesday. Kevin Young, good to have you. Kim Labasso, how are you, Kim? And Lucille Chavone, how you doing? Kim, I'm headed down to your neck of the woods, and maybe Jennifer too, soon. Well, if we could ever get, I have never, ever had so much problems with an HOA in my life. Ever.
They suck.
Crazy. So I don't know if it's...
Well, that's because your HOA is your husband.
In Florida, the new HOA.
I know.
Well, we bought a condo in Florida so we can go visit our grandson and her son. And it just so happens to be around the corner from my uncle. So it's perfect. It's wonderful. It's in my own stopping grounds. Margate, Florida. Wonderful. But we closed, and the manager for the condo association left. So there's no manager. And when we turned the electric, when we shifted the electric from the former owner's name to our name, FP&L screwed it up, and they somehow turned it off. And in order to turn it back on, you have to have the main circuit breaker thrown. And you can't just get in there. The condo association has to let you in there, and they'll only let licensed electricians in. And in order to get a licensed electrician, I have to fill out forms. And also, nobody in the association knows how to use a fax or a scanner.
How are you supposed to fill out the form in the dark?
Well, you're supposed to go over to the clubhouse.
It was a joke.
No. You think the dark is the problem. I think that I have to go from 700 miles away to the clubhouse to grab a form to fill it out. That's the only way that they have available. They won't mail it.
Why can't your son go get it?
What?
Why can't your son
he's
go
working.
Get it? Oh, yes. Well, this is what happens when you buy your grandson a condo. Do you remember when your mother bought me a bicycle, what you did to her? A bicycle from Sears. You made me give it back. I wasn't allowed to ride it. You didn't talk to your parents for like a month, and they were horrible, horrible people. And now you bought him a condo.
First of all, it was a Cabbage Patch doll.
No, it was well. Then the second episode was a bicycle. It was a 10-speed bicycle from Sears that your father went out to get, and they bought it for me. And that was the end of it. Oh my God, the horrible people that they are. And then you buy him a condo.
Well, is it just for my grandson, or will his mother go there?
I don't know. My name's not on it. My name was on the bicycle.
It wasn't on the bicycle either.
Everybody
How are you, Josh? Ralph, brother. Hello, brother. How are you? Hello, Kevin Jones. Girl Scout cookies have glyphosate and heavy metals. Well, I'm not surprised at that. Boy, the Samoas, no more Samoas. I do not live in an HOA community, period. Well, I wish I didn't, but this one made sense. And they're lovely people. Lovely. It's just, talk about a perfect storm. So I've been without electric now for 11 days, and it looks like I'm going to be without electric for 5 more. And we were supposed to go down there tomorrow. So anyway, I don't know. Down stock market is on primetime news. Buy, buy, buy. Oh, absolutely buy, buy, buy. This is the best correction ever because we all have an opportunity now. Our 401ks, all of that stuff. The only people that it sucks for are the people that plan to liquidate their 401k right now. You know, the people turning 72 would have to actually take money out. Those I feel bad for. But anybody else, buy, and your 401k, I mean, you know, the market is they're going to buy. So you're going to be in great shape. I hate HOAs too, except for my husband is the president of an HOA and he's great at it. Can Ty get it and email it to you, then sign and scan back to him?
No, Ty is a prince, and Ty goes to Best Buy, and Ty cannot be bothered. Right now, he's sitting on a beach with his ex-girlfriend, and he's just so busy that now we can't go.
Oh, is that what he's doing? Oh,
yes, he's not at work.
Well, I'm glad we got YouTube to stream. Good, because we love YouTube. Everybody should watch us on YouTube. Thank you. Yes, welcome to Florida again. Welcome back to Florida. What happened to the electric? Well, FP&L, we called to have it put on, and they said, "Oh, you can't. You need a close order from the former tenant." For the former owner. So we tell the former owner he's got to close the electric, and we were supposedly, they were going to switch it, but he did it, and then we didn't switch it yet. So they closed it all together. And when they closed it all together, they pushed the wrong button. I don't know. You have to go to the main breaker. Normally, it's not a big deal. FP&L said, just toss the main breaker and pump it a couple of times. But we don't control the main breaker. The HOA has the key to that, and they won't open it for anybody, only a licensed electrician. So when I called the licensed electrician, he was like, really? You don't have access to your main breaker? Oh, that sucks. And he's waiting. He's ready to go. But I got to get the form, fill out the form, get the form back to the HOA, and then the HOA has to approve the form. Then they can call me, and then I can get the electrician because they have to be there to let the electrician in. And all of this has to be done according to my grandson's schedule because I don't live there. Or I have to go down and sleep on somebody's couch until I get it all done, or sleep in the dark. So that's
we could get an Airbnb. I can look.
I don't want to get an Airbnb. No, I'm going to stay with my uncle, and that will be good too. She's ex already. Who's oh, that is a long time ago ex. Hey, Sean Miller, how are you? Good to have you. Yeah, I'm so glad that you are here. You are the best. Okay, so anyway, did everybody see the speech to the joint members of Congress after our show last Tuesday? Everybody see it?
Most of it.
I'm gonna show you what I think were the highlights of that message.
And to my fellow citizens, America is back. 6 weeks ago, I stood beneath the dome of this Capitol and proclaimed the dawn of the golden age of America. From that moment on, it has been nothing but swift and unrelenting action to usher in the greatest and most successful era in the history of our country. We have accomplished more in 43 days than most administrations accomplished in 4 years or 8 years, and we are just getting started. I return to this chamber tonight to report that America's momentum is back, our spirit is back, our pride is back, our confidence is back, and the American dream is surging bigger and better than ever before. Since taking office, my administration has launched the most sweeping border and immigration crackdown in American history, and we quickly achieved the lowest numbers of illegal border crossers ever recorded. Thank you. The media and our friends in the Democrat Party kept saying we needed new legislation. We must have legislation to secure the border. But it turned out that all we really needed was a new president.
Best line of the whole night. Best line of the whole night. The Democrats didn't know what to do with themselves. They were beside themselves. Oh, Professor. Yeah, there you go. That was the clip. Dems look like heartless. Yeah, I got that too. Long live the king. Indeed. He is right about everything, 100%. Donald is the Don, oozes confidence, and Dems shame themselves. Yeah, really. Yeah, that's good. Paralyzed by him. I'm like, what did you miss? You missed Donald Trump talking about securing the border, and you missed the whole saga about my electric being turned off in Florida. But other than that, not much. So, yeah, the Dems were just a mess. This happened early on.
The presidential election of November 5th was a mandate like has not been seen in many decades. We won all 7 swing states, giving us an electoral college victory of 312 votes. We won the popular vote by big numbers and won counties in our country. And won counties in our country, 2,700 to 525, on a map that reads almost completely red for Republican. Now, for the first time in modern history, more Americans believe that our country is headed in the right direction than the wrong direction. In fact, it's an astonishing record, 27-point swing, the most ever. Small business optimism saw its single largest one-month gain ever recorded.
Mr. President.
A 41-point jump.
Members are directed to uphold and maintain decorum in the House and to cease any further disruptions. That's your warning. Members are engaging in willful and continuing breach of decorum, and the chair is prepared to direct the Sergeant-at-Arms to restore order to the joint session. Mr. Green, take your seat. Take your seat, sir. Take your seat. Finding that members continue to engage in willful and concerted disruption of proper decorum, the chair now directs the Sergeant-at-Arms to restore order. Remove this gentleman from the chamber. Go. Members are directed to uphold and maintain decorum in the House. Mr. President, you continue.
It's fun. It's like Jerry Springer. Go with Steve.
And you are not the president.
That's Maury.
What's that?
That's Maury.
Oh, that was Moria. I forgot which one was which. Oh my God, that's so funny. They don't know what to do with themselves. Oh my gosh. Tisha, have you seen how left-wing Jews support Nazi and terrorists? Ralph, I have. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, they're all over the city
do know
protesting,
about.
and they're
Hey, Maria
Orthodox.
Lupo. Good to see you. They showed they're nothing but traitors to America and Americans. I agree with that. The Dems in Congress are all sociopaths. They have zero empathy and sympathy for the families of murder victims and the little boy with brain cancer. I'll show you the clip in a second. President Trump is accomplishing what the people wanted for decades. He's forcing our blood-sucking international globalists to their knees. Hello, Canada.
You know, it's funny, and the Dems didn't even say that the election was stolen. And I think it's because Elon Musk is now on his team, and they would uncover that it was stolen then.
You know,
no one said a word.
Yeah, well, that's right. They said it in the beginning that it was, they thought Elon did something with the computers, and now they're not saying it. Yeah, something is weird. I mean, well, I'll show you what they're doing to Elon. It's ridiculous. It's just they are so scared, so scared. The left are all clowns doing what clowns do. Yeah, I mean, it's nutty. Yeah, Green should have been arrested and charged with attempted insurrection. Oh, John, that's good. That would have been good if they would have done that. England still looks at us like they look at Canada, a colony. Yeah. Well, they look like the House of Commons right there. I mean, screaming at each other. It's crazy. How about when they broke into song during House business? We pay them. Yeah. So anyway, I was going to put it up, but I had a bad day today. Not a bad day, just short on time. They sanctioned him, Al Green, the next day. And the speaker asked him to come to the well, and the whole, well, not all the Democrats, but a bunch of them went to the well with Al Green, and they started singing, we shall overcome. I mean, come on. I can't. They complained about Trump spending $6 trillion in his first term. Now they're complaining he's trying to cut $2 trillion. They all have brain damage. They do. It's true. Nancy finally got hers after she tore up his speech. Yeah.
You know, It's funny. They keep saying how he cut the funding for the veterans, but what they don't realize with the healthcare is that he didn't cut it. He gave them an option to go to doctors outside of the Army and the Navy. They can go see good doctors, and they like it. But they don't say that. They say that he didn't. He gave them an option to go and choose their own doctors from now on, instead of having to drive all the way there.
Instead of having to go to the VA only, right?
And seeing the dropout doctors.
That's what they are. It's good stuff. I mean, so look at what these Democrats. They had such Trump derangement syndrome that they refused to clap or stand or anything for anything other than one thing. It was Ukraine. When he talked about Ukraine, they stood and they clapped because he said he was kind of going to make up with Ukraine. I didn't clip that, but look at where they didn't stand up and clap. This one is bad look.
Joining us in the gallery tonight is a young man who truly loves our police. His name is DJ Daniel. He is 13 years old, and he has always dreamed of becoming a police officer. But in 2018, DJ was diagnosed with brain cancer. The doctors gave him 5 months at most to live. That was more than 6 years ago. Since that time, DJ and his dad have been on a quest to make his dream come true, and DJ has been sworn in as an honorary law enforcement officer, actually a number of times. The police love him, the police departments love him. And tonight, DJ, we're going to do you the biggest honor of them all. I am asking our new Secret Service Director, Sean Curran, to officially make you an agent of the United States Secret Service. DJ's doctors believe his cancer likely came from a chemical he was exposed to when he was younger. Since 1975, rates of child cancer have increased by more than 40%. Reversing this trend is one of the top priorities for our new presidential commission to make America healthy again, chaired by our new Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy, Jr. With the name Kennedy, you would have thought everybody over here would have been cheering. How quickly they forget.
But they all cheered for George Floyd.
That's right.
In fact, they even got up off their asses and took a knee.
That's
Just
right.
sitting there. And they're old and they did it.
It's just amazing to me. They are so
Catty.
yes. They're upside down. They're backwards. I don't know what they're thinking, and I can't imagine that they somehow think that anybody is going to believe anything they say, because they're proven liars now, and the American public understands it. I mean, even with the stock market correction, right? They're all ready to go crazy. Oh, Trump, the economy. Look at what he's doing to the stock market. And you know what? The average citizen says no. We need to protect our
Obviously,
future.
look at the voting.
What's that?
I said, obviously, look at the voting.
Yeah. But you know how the polls go up and down, and you know how fickle people are. So they see that their stocks are going down in their 401k, and you'd expect that they'd be crazed, but they're not. They actually understand that we need to get rid of all these jobs. We need to take these hits. We need to do what has to be done and allow the stock market to correct. And as a matter of fact, they enjoy the tariffs. They want
it happens every 7 years, maybe even 4 years. It happens. A recession happens every 4 years, every 7 years. It happens all the time. And it's time for it to happen so it could clean up.
Yeah, well, but it hasn't. The market was bullish for a long time. So I mean,
why? I wonder. Maybe because all of the higher ups on the Dem side, all the stocks and everything under their control.
Because they kept printing money.
Mm-hmm.
So
and there's nothing to back it, then money's useless. It has no value.
But you said it too. It's because all those higher ups, all the bankers, they wanted us to be in a false sense of complacency. They were trying to do what they had to do to make their money. The interesting thing, though, is now's the time to buy. Right? If you have $100. Buy some stocks, get into the stock market, because this is your opportunity to really become wealthy. And this is a great thing. And I think that
buy American stocks, because those are the stocks that are going to boom when there's tariffs everywhere.
You're right. I mean, Uncle Al and Colleen, they'll know better. They're financial wizards. But this is the time to buy. It's not the time to cry. Okay, let's see. Did you hear about Alex Jones's reporter being murdered? I haven't. I was at the doctor's all day. By the way, clean bill of health. I've got the system of a 40-year-old. I'm very excited. Pelosi looked drunk as a skunk next to her gay husband. She had a flask inside the cane. Yeah, definitely. She did. Definitely. I went to Hawaii for a week, kind of like Florida, but they speak English there. I love that they acted like that, showed the true nature, and everyone saw it. Yeah. The Dems aren't even smarter than the average pre-K student. They are taught how to work well with others. Yeah, well, it's all a Congress, but, it's not just the Dems. Did you see stupid Massey today voting against the CR? What a jerk he is. We need to get rid of him. How much of a low life are these people that they couldn't stand up for that little boy? Yeah, It's the truth. You saw it. They just sat there and they didn't even clap. I felt so proud when Trump got that kid an honorary Secret Service badge. Yeah, I bet you all of law enforcement got the chills. I cried. I thought it was wonderful. Schumer and Pelosi are idiots. They are so out of touch. We are in charge. It's true. All of a sudden, the Democrats are against the advancement of people of color, a young child. Good point. Very out of touch with reality. 70% of Americans believe Trump is doing what he said he would. Yes, that's true. Market is inflated by tech stocks, not real goods. Yeah, that's true. Market will remain bullish. The traders and hedge funds are in charge. They buy when everyone is selling. Okay, there you go. That's from a financial wizard here. Market is based upon perception. The media and Democrats twist the perception into the negative. Once our infrastructure returns, the markets will rise. I believe that. I'm concerned BlackRock can sell off and crash it and blame Trump. I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, right now, you saw BlackRock bought 4 ports in Panama, which I think is a good thing. Canada has a lot to lose with the tariffs. Yeah, but they're talking like they're the big dog. Canada's talking like they're the big dog, but we're the freaking pit bull, and we're going to eat their asses. Crazy. Scared money don't make money. Agreed, Maria. You should have told me a month ago to get out of the stock market. I'm down a ton of money. Yeah, just give it a minute, Howard. It'll come around. It'll come around. The 80K at the VA were hired to provide health care to illegals. Trump just got rid of that. Good point, Sean. China is looking to crash the market. Yeah, that's for sure. Jack Nicholson said in 1989 in the movie Batman, this town needs an enema. Finally, the U.S. is getting one. That's a really good point. That's true. So, so listen to what Stacey Abrams had to say. As you know, Trump has been going around because Lee Zeldin and the EPA found out that there was a $2 billion grant given to a company that Stacey Abrams is involved with. And the company was started quickly just before Biden left office, a year before. And it was paid out just literally months before he left. And Trump called it out in the speech, and we all know what that was about. And Abrams basically admits it was a payoff to get the votes out. Watch.
One of the ironies of the attack on you, and I'm going to play what he did, was that my understanding is the program at the source of this whole thing is a program to lower costs for people. Do I have that top line correct?
You have it absolutely right.
Okay, so I'm gonna play what he had to say, and then I'm gonna ask you to explain what the program is that was such an obvious, ludicrous laugh line for the Republicans there. Take a listen.
$1.9 billion to recently created Decarbonization of Homes Committee, headed up, and we know she's involved. Just at the last moment, the money was passed over by a woman named Stacey Abrams. Have you ever heard of her?
Okay, so what is this organization? What is your relation to it, and what does it do?
In 2023 and 2024, I led a program called Vitalizing DeSoto. We worked in a tiny town in South Georgia to demonstrate that by replacing energy inefficient appliances with efficient appliances, you can lower your cost. And in fact, we accomplished that. For 75% of the community, they got appliances that are lowering their bills right now. We had one woman who saw her electric bill cut in half from $180 to $98. That's what we delivered. And based on that program, a coalition of organizations, famous organizations, came together and said to the EPA, if we can do this here, we can do this for millions more Americans. Let us invest the money of America in lowering the cost for Americans. And the EPA said, okay, great, go for it.
Actually, she does realize that GE did that like 20 years ago. Let everyone know that works. And they're not any different in price when you buy it.
Well, what? Wait,
so you're going to give everyone free stuff to prove to them, to save them money. I wonder who they know, what appliance company they were giving them. I would love to know what company.
Oh yeah. So Biden causes inflation by printing money. Everything skyrockets because he's wasting money. And then they pick a town in Georgia. Who knows how they picked a town in Georgia? DeSoto. And now they're going to reduce the cost using government money to reduce the cost of certain people's appliances. Now, let's think about this. Just let's close.
I'm going to guarantee you all those appliances in that little town, because they're probably underprivileged, had appliances from 50 years ago still.
Okay.
And eight electric.
Okay, underprivileged. That was the key word that you just said, right? So usually when you have these programs, the people who apply for this are going to be people who are living below the poverty line, right? So people who live below the poverty line usually don't own their homes, right?
And so to get free electric.
So if they're paying if they're buying appliances, they're buying the appliances for the person who owns the place that they're renting, right? It's not theirs. It's not their.
I mean, if it is Georgia, they might be all family hand-me-down old homes, and they're just elderly but even so, those people usually get free electric. So it really wouldn't matter.
What I'm saying is that it's bullshit. The whole thing is bullshit. And first of all, we should go back and look how Soto voted for the first time and this time. Well, let's see what happened. I mean, but at the end of the day, why is Biden or anybody saying, "Oh, we're going to give you, this money to get a new appliance"? Why isn't it a loan? Why isn't it, some of these great, these rebates that we've done in New York for everyone? Why is it only a certain group of people?
Because it's a bullshit study. It's already proven. Right. She just wants to cover her own ass and take the money. And I would love to know the appliance company that she's giving them for free, because it's just so that she can't get caught. Because yes, it is a proven thing, and yes, it does work. We all know that.
It's the truth. I do see that, and we have a clip about that. It was 67 people, I think, that got $27 billion. You're probably right. It's fucking ridiculous. The administrator got 1.9999 billion, right? And the rest went to buy refrigerators. How much did Abrams get for herself? Oh, brilliant. I'm starting my own program. It's called Turn the Lights Program. Someone give me $2 billion. Yeah, well, you know what? We should start a program for all the people that lost money in the stock market.
The
right?
Human Fund.
The Human Fund. I love it. So $2 billion on appliances for a tiny town in Georgia. Somebody look up Soto, Georgia, please.
Tell me
how it voted. I'm sure I know how it voted. I'm just wondering why Soto. Oh my word. Yeah, I know. Oh yeah, exactly. Alex Jones was not murdered. Reporter Jamie White, who works as InfoWars, was murdered at home in his parking lot. Wow.
Is that the mansion murder that happened? No.
Alex Jones is the guy that got kicked off of Twitter.
No, but he wasn't murdered. The reporter.
No, his reporter.
But what I'm saying was that the suicide murder in the mansion today? It was a suicide mansion somewhere around here, and he killed the people in the mansion and himself outside.
Wow!
But I caught the alien. But I had to
in
get
New
out of
York.
here. I don't know because I didn't get the whole thing.
Oh, okay. That's 666,000 families that could get 3,000 worth of appliances. How big is the town? Yeah, that's good, Colleen. Wonder what admin salaries were. Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah, and they're saying he attacked her. That was an attack. When they call him Hitler and they call us when Joy Behar calls us heartless and cruel and racist and all that stuff. That's not an attack. But he said, "Where'd the money go?" Stacey Abrams, and he attacked her. Google the empty supermarket shelves of the USSR. Same empty promises to keep the sheeple impoverished. InfoWars. I said his reporter never said was murdered. Yes, I'm sorry if I misstated that, Kevin. I thought I said Alex Jones reporter, but okay. All right. So here's kind of what's happening in the Democrat Party right now, I think, in Congress. Okay. I'm not going to say all Democrats, just the congressional Democrats. Wow.
Whoa, that's not good.
Oh, I don't need this. I'm already late.
Somebody will come. Anybody out there?
Do you have a phone?
No. Sorry. Somebody! Hello? There are two people stuck on an escalator and we need help. Now, would somebody please do something? I don't believe this. You gotta be kidding me.
I'm gonna cry.
Well, there's not enough left to do. That's it.
That's funny.
They're stranded. They can't figure out how to get out of the predicament they're in. Oh my God. I'm not an Alex Jones fan. I like Dan Bongino and Mark Levin. Yeah, but you got to admit, Alex Jones has some information, interesting information. DeSoto has a population of 120. No freaking way. So, Colleen, how much? 102 billion divided by 120. Somebody do the math. That's oh my god. The people in DeSoto, oh my.
We'll have mansions now. Ferraris, mansions.
What kind of appliances did they buy? Where's Kamatol? She'll save them. Oh, that's hysterical, Kevin. Wake up the rest of the way.
Walk up the rest of the way.
They're going to starve to death on the escalator. Lots of evil. Oh, yeah, lots of sixes. That's true. Oh, my God. So they're losing their minds. They have no idea how to get themselves out of the predicament they've put themselves in, and they don't know what to do. So they're doing this.
You cannot make this stuff up, bro. Ain't you supposed to be at work? What other ethnic group got their elected officials doing stuff like this, bro?
Are you supposed to be at work?
That wasn't the proper music that was really playing, but we didn't have the rights to that music. But that's Jasmine Crockett. That's Jasmine Crockett, who the other day in an interview said that it's not a crime to be in the country illegally. It's a civil penalty. It is not a federal crime. The woman who's making your laws, federal laws, doesn't know that being in the country illegally is a federal crime, and you can be deported for it. But who knows? Who knows? Another InfoWars host, Chase Geyser, and his family was swatted at their home today. They're alive. This is crazy. Well, you know what's happening with Tesla. I'm going to show you in a minute. Just think of insurance covered TDS. Holy shit. Listen, too much therapy going on. Too much therapy altogether. It's caused the problems in our society. New Democrat survival show, Naked and Afraid, the escalator edition. Oh my God. Oh, I love it when Howard Zinn is on. Why is everything a fucking TikTok? Everything is on TikTok. Everything. Yeah, she is an idiot. I saw that video. These people should know our laws. They're making the laws. Are they just repeating the lies because the left just parrots them? I think that they're just lying. They figure if they lie, the American public believes them. That's what
because the news regurgitates it.
Well, it has been going on now, right, for at least 4 years, maybe 5 years. Actually, since 2016, right, since he became president, the lies and the everything that they were doing to try and get the American public to buy in, and they did a little bit in 2018 when they turned over the House and the Senate, right? They did, and then in 2020, I'm not even going to talk about that election and how it went down. But now, people, after 4 years of Biden, people opened their eyes and realized they were being lied to. And so but the Democrats don't know what else to do. So they keep on lying, hoping that something will stick. And I don't think that is going to happen.
Yeah, but the problem is the news the other day with the corrections, the jails being on strike, the corrections officers all going on strike here. A guy OD'd in the cell. The news reported it and his family saying he was a runner, he was an athlete, and he was medals. He was 7. He ran the 7-yard dash, the 20-yard dash at field day, and there was some pictures of him at 7 years old with the medals. He was a runner. He was 35 when he OD'd in jail, so they were blaming the strike on that. And he had 6 pending cases against him, 1 for beating a cop, 2 for beating a cop, 3 for beating someone else. He was a runner. And the news is like, oh my God, this poor guy. He was 7 in the photos. 7. 7 years old.
Well, isn't it amazing that the news and the woke and the left, they hold up the criminal, but they never think about the victims, right? They're always talking about the criminals, but not the victims. And this is what happened with this guy who's been doing all the protests around the country, who has been pro-Hamas, and now he's being deported. And all of a sudden, his wife is 8 months pregnant. He has a green card. Excuse me, if your wife is 8 months pregnant, then why aren't you home with your wife instead of protesting all over the country against the country that let you in to study? Why?
Because she's living for free in Colombia in the nice apartment. She's safe.
Yeah. Here you go.
To New York now, where federal immigration authorities arrested a Palestinian activist who helped lead last year's encampment protests at Columbia University. ICE agents claim they acted on State Department orders to revoke his green card. Our partners at CBS News New York are owning this story. Let's listen in on their coverage from just moments ago.
Lisa Rosner has the latest from Columbia. Lisa?
Well, Cindy, the Department of Homeland Security says this graduate student led activities aligned to Hamas, a terrorist organization. However, professors that are supporting him say this is an egregious violation of his First Amendment rights. This was Columbia graduate Mahmoud Khalil back in April, speaking to reporters about the contentious encampment at Columbia University.
This is not a matter of simply violating university rules. This is a movement, an anti-war movement. We have sparked similar Gaza solidarity encampments across the nation and even across the globe.
The Palestinian graduate is now in ICE custody, his lawyer saying she's unsure where he's being held, adding that they've received reports he could be transferred to Louisiana. She says he was wrongly arrested Saturday night at a university-owned building. She says the federal agents arrested him inside his apartment and threatened to arrest his 8-month-old pregnant wife, a U.S. citizen. She says agents claimed they were acting on State Department orders to revoke Khalil's student visa, but she said he's a green card holder, a legal resident. A U.S. Department of Homeland Security spokesperson said the arrest was made in support of President Trump's executive order prohibiting anti-Semitism and claimed Khalil, quote, led activities aligned to Hamas, a designated terrorist organization. Secretary of State Marco Rubio posted on X, quote, we will be revoking the visas and or green cards of Hamas supporters in America so they can be deported.
Sounds like he had January 5th. All like over and over and over again. Just this breaking news, because I know you don't check your phone. but we just got a text, and I knew what it was before I opened it because she sent it to all of us in the family. Tiffany.
Ah, congratulations. So wonderful. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
So my niece, Jennifer's cousin, is engaged. Oh, that's wonderful.
I couldn't even
Wonderful.
answer because I was looking, zooming in, and then he was like, "Oh shit, it's almost over."
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, that's it. That's is that the last of it? Yeah. Well,
I'm not engaged.
No, you're not. But you were married once, so now does it count a second time around? Yeah, I guess it does count a second time.
Well, the first time around, I didn't like it, so.
Well, speaking of personal stuff that we were talking about, personal stuff, the Florida condo, and now Tiffany, I just want everybody to take a minute, please, and say a quick prayer for Cookie Balaj, who watches our show. She's in the hospital. She's not feeling well. So keep her in your prayers. Hopefully, doctors will get her back on her feet quickly. And also, Gina Kirshner is not feeling well, and she's in the ER right now. And so please keep them in your prayers, because the people who watch this show have a really good connection with God. And when they pray, it really makes a difference. It really makes a difference. So anyway, I hope everybody gets well soon, and I'm excited to for another wedding. This is great. So we have Danielle is not married, you're not married, but you have a significant other. Danielle has a significant other, and that's it. And Tiffany is it. That's it. Wow. Interesting. So that means babies soon. Oh, it's going to be wonderful. All right. But I digress. Jen shaming track stars doing time in prison. Shame, shame, shame. Bad girl, Jen.
No, I'm saying exactly what he's doing is like January 5th, but it's like 6th and 7th and 8th. It just goes on because, and what was that other thing that they dismantled? Occupy Wall Street. Remember Occupy Wall Street when they wouldn't allow it and they cleared it up, but they let them do this.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Listen, he was caught on other campuses.
And they're violent. Listen, when you need to wear a mask to your protest, there's something wrong.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. How about the Michelle Obama podcast? I don't know. I don't watch it. I don't listen to it.
And New York should imply that law, like New Jersey, where you can't wear a mask. See if the protests go on any longer. Because 90% of those people have masks on.
Well, you're right. If his wife is 8 months pregnant, why isn't he out with a damn job? Good question. Good question. Mark, he's only been in the country 2 years.
He's in school. He's graduating in May. So they're living on the dorm at Columbia.
Yeah, but here's the thing. She's saying he has a green card. He had a student visa. He's only been in the country 2 years. People are saying he's married to a U.S. citizen, so it automatically became a green card. No. Got to apply for that. I can't imagine. So did he know?
No, but Biden, but now if they look into it, Biden at one point last year or 2 years ago starting was not even, you didn't even need to go interview.
Oh,
you didn't have to interview. It was just a phone call. They didn't make you come there. They didn't make you sit there. They didn't make you meet in person. It was a quick phone call. And that was it. And how I know that is because my friends that had to wait and do all of that had to go through the process, wait years and go there. And he made it last year towards the beginning that all you had to do was apply.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
That I know for a fact. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then once again, another Biden screw up. Raping and murdering Jews is peace activist. No, of course not, Ralph. And we know that. Yep. Well, Dan Bongino is great. I don't listen to Alex that much. Tucker Carlson and Greg Reese are great too. People forget how much a privilege it is to live in America. Just ask James Brown. They do forget how much of a privilege it is, and we who are born here don't say it enough. So I'm going to say what we said last week. Be a fucking patriot. Be a patriot. Stop talking against this country. And if you don't really like this country, you had 4 years of what you wanted, and it didn't make it better. It made it worse. So I don't know what's it. Remember Elon Gonzalez, seized by FBI agents, told his father he would be executed. Release your child to us. I don't. Too bad entire groups like Antifa can't be deported to Guantanamo Bay. Yeah. You know, the one thing that drives me crazy is this guy is a Hamas supporter. Hamas has been, now, if Hamas is a terrorist organization against America, okay? It has been declared and decreed that Hamas is a terrorist organization against America. So if you are supporting Hamas, you are a terrorist sympathizer. And for all these pro-Palestine, pro-Hamas people who say, end the war, end the war. Well, October 7th started the war. So what the fuck are you talking about? I get crazy. Okay. They just covered up the BLM shit in New York. Yeah. Oh, I know they did it in DC. The clip said he was a graduate.
And yes, some clips do, but now you have to think, if he was a graduate, he wouldn't be living on campus anymore. He wouldn't be able to. You have to leave. But he's not. He said, I'm graduating in May. Not in that clip, but he does talk about it because everyone did say, including me, how is he still living on campus if he's a graduate? Because you're kicked out immediately.
And wasn't he also in Baruch or Barnard or something like that? Or he was at a protest at that campus.
Barnard.
He was there illegally because he was trespassing because he didn't go there. I don't know. In 2 years, he sure did do a lot of protests and studied really, really well. Apparently.
He's like the Michael Grimm of protests. He does a lot of stuff in his life.
They're probably wearing masks that they used to pick up dog poop. Oh, God. You remember that clip? Holy moly. If you have a problem with our country, I will help you pack. And I will donate money. Maybe wife is the student. I don't know.
He said it.
Why was this pro-Hamas Columbia graduate living for free at Columbia dorm? We need to find these things out.
Because he has no money. He got a scholarship for being for being pro-Hamas.
Yeah. Sean, she's single, but she's attached. She's not married, but she is taken. How's that? They wanted to know if you were on the market, Jen. No, she's not. Who's not? Oh, Kim is like protecting you. No, she is not on the market. Absolutely.
I think I'm almost common law.
Yeah, I think you are common law. Okay, so here, talk about lies. Listen to AOC.
Kids with autism's ability to access Medicaid. And I want you to understand, I want everyone to understand that tax cuts cost money. We have to pay for them. So every dollar that you spend in federal taxes is going to pay for some rich person's G-Wagon, and it's also going to cut in 8-year-old kids with autism's ability to access Medicaid. That's what they are putting on the table. That's what they're trying to make worse. And frankly, I don't care what party you are, we cannot stand for this.
No, your tax dollars go to pay for all the migrants that are here that don't work. All of them. Hello. And it's cutting the vets funding and the underprivileged funding.
Your tax dollars cost money. No, your laws and your excessive spending costs us money.
Our taxes go up when you give money to people that don't deserve it.
Our taxes go up whenever those assholes are in Washington.
And the G-Wagons. I'm sorry. I wonder how many Democrats in Congress have G-Wagons. I'm sure plenty.
I mean, how could you possibly say your tax dollars go to pay for rich people's G-Wagons when we had $2 billion going to Soto, Georgia, population 120 for refrigerators?
Or how about those rich people's work ethics? Their companies that they own.
How about not one rich person ever got a tax check for a G-Wagon? I could assure you. Although Biden wanted to give people a check to buy an electric vehicle, so I guess that would be a Tesla would have been one of them. But Elon Musk said he didn't want that money. But okay, that's good.
But they all want to drive. They all do drive Teslas, and those batteries come from China, which are chemicals that are destroying the earth and combust.
But the blatant lie. First off, That money is not yours, AOC, and it's not Washington's, and it's not the government's. It's ours. And if you piss us off enough, we will push you to repeal the 16th Amendment. It can be done. April 15th is around the corner. Some of us may not write a check. You want to talk about closing down the government? Maybe the American people will close it down for you if you don't get your shit together. That is not your money. It's our money. And it's not rich people getting checks for their G-Wagons. It's the Dems that gave bullshit checks to Stacey Abrams to buy $16 million refrigerators.
Yeah. And for the people in India to get penises when they have vaginas.
Right. And Sesame Street. So, all right. So remember last week, everybody was screaming, oh, Trump kicked Zelensky out. Oh, my God. He doesn't care about Ukraine. The war, it's going to be terrible. Well, look what happened today.
Today, we made an offer that the Ukrainians have accepted, which is to enter into a ceasefire and into immediate negotiations to end this conflict in a way that's enduring and sustainable and accounts for their interests, their security, their ability to prosper as a nation. Yes, that's the offer. The offer is to stop the shooting. The goal here is the only way out to end this war is to negotiate out of it. There's no military solution to this war. The solution to this war and the way to end it and to achieve the president's objective of peace is to negotiate. But before you can negotiate, you have to stop shooting at each other. And that's what the president has wanted to see. And that's the commitment we got today from the Ukrainian side, their willingness to do that. Obviously, now that'll be delivered to the Russians. It'll be delivered to them directly through multiple channels, meaning not only will they obviously see it, but it'll be communicated to them through our diplomatic channels, through conversations and other methods. But they'll obviously be well aware. And our hope is that the Russians will say yes, that they will also agree. So the shooting will stop, the killing will stop, the dying will stop, and the talks can begin about how to end this war permanently in a way that's acceptable and enduring for both sides. The best goodwill gesture the Russians can provide is to say yes to the offer that the Ukrainians have made to stop the shooting, to stop the fighting, and get to the table. If they do that, that's the best goodwill sign we could see. Obviously, as part of that negotiation, as we're talking about how to end this conflict, there will be a lot of issues to unravel. Among them, not the least of which is the humanitarian concerns, the children, the prisoners of war, all the things that sadly come with these conflicts. But the number one goodwill gesture we could see from the Russians is to see the Ukrainian offer and reciprocate it with a yes. On the second question, well, let me answer first on the minerals deal. As part of our communication today, that is something that was negotiated through our Treasury and his counterpart on the Ukrainian side. And so the president, and you see that expressed, both presidents will instruct the appropriate members of our governments to bring to finality the signature of the deal and the signature of this agreement. So that was communicated today, and that's going to happen. That was not the subject of our talks today. I thought I expressed that on our way in. We were here in pursuit of peace. That doesn't mean the minerals deal is not very important. It most certainly is, and we expressed that today in the statements we put out jointly, that the president, our respective presidents, have instructed the appropriate members of their governments to bring this to finality and to conclusion.
But first, he hacked Twitter. Zelensky, he's like, I'm hacking it.
Yeah,
Fuck them.
yesterday.
I'm hacking them. They got me. I'm hacking them. I'm not wearing a suit while I do it.
I'm waiting to see Letitia and Jen's fight stance. Jen, did you see what the Democrat females did in Congress? They made like a video game, choose your player, and they were bouncing up. I was gonna clip it for here, and I just didn't. There was so much to talk about. I thought that was frivolous. I should have done it. Choose your player. Freaking asshole. They look like they were pooping their pants. Oh, the actress AOC reading her weekly script. Yeah, she's like the Chuck Schumer of Congress. Oh, a female Chuck Schumer. Sunday press conference. Has an economic degree. Sure thing. They're both talking with their hands. They're either Jewish or Italian. Protest Saturday, Manor Road, lithium batteries. Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't believe in protests, though. I don't think they work. I think you really have to do something else.
It helps grab attention, but I don't think that.
I don't always said,
stop it. Yeah. Trump grabs Zelensky by the twat. Oh, bingo! He sure did. Big dog! Big dog! That's America. Big dog. Right. I love Rubio, but less is more. Yeah. Okay. Talks too much. Got it. All right. So anyway, this is another example of kind of what the Democrats do to Americans. Watch.
Stupid. That was the stupidest thing ever.
That's what Democrats do to America. When I say Democrats, remember, congressional Democrats, they pretend they're helping us. Oh, yes, we love you. We love you. And meanwhile, they could have moved the fucking car. That is a perfect analogy of what the Democrats in Congress are doing to America right now. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? No. I think I'm right. Tell me how she passed her driving test. That's it. Yeah. All right, so here's the last one. Speaking of cars, look at what happened to Tesla, and then look at what happened to Tesla.
Oh my gosh, a Tesla Cybertruck is on fire. All right, there's a fleet of Cybertrucks right now. Unbelievable. Seattle fire on the scene.
So you gotta get out the
Breaking news.
We're still trying to get to the bottom of it.
Okay.
We've got about four vehicles involved in this claim.
Got it. All right. Thank you so much. All right. There you have it. Seattle fire saying there are actually several vehicles involved in this. Right now, I just arrived at the scene. It is a Cybertruck that is totally torched. SFD putting out some of the hot spots right now, but apparently there's some other vehicles that have been torched as well in this Tesla parking lot. I'm going to try to get closer right now, but I'm being advised to kind of stay back. This is private property. It looks like this fence, again, says new inventory only.
Hello, President Trump. Are you looking to buy or lease today?
Well, I'm going to buy, and I'm going to buy because, number one, it's a great product, as good as it gets, and number two, because this man has devoted his energy and his life to doing this. I think he's been treated very unfairly by a very small group of people. And I just want people to know that you can't be penalized for being a patriot. And he's a great patriot. And he's also done an incredible job with Tesla. And I mean, nobody else has a car company started up in the last 30 years that's been successful. I don't think so. And not only successful, but super successful. And because he's able to find billions and billions and billions of dollars of fraud and waste and all of the things. I mean, our country is going to be very strong very soon because of a lot of the things that he's done and a lot of the things that I'm doing. And there's no better team, but there's no better for what we're doing. There's nobody like this, and he shouldn't be penalized. And when I watched the other day, I said, I can't believe it. It should be the opposite. People should be going wild, and they love the product, but because he's finding all sorts of terrible things that have taken place against our country, they want to penalize him in an economic sense. And I just think that's very unfair. So I just wanted to make a statement. I'm going to buy one. Now, here's the bad news. I'm not allowed to drive because I haven't driven a car in a long time, and I love to drive cars. But I'm going to have it at the White House, and I'm going to let my staff use it. I'm going to let people at the place use it. And they all are all excited about that. I'm not allowed to use it. Can you believe it? One of my great things in life is that I can, I like to drive cars, but I'm not allowed to.
Cybertruck is the ugliest car I've ever seen in the whole goddamn world. So I really don't care. And electric cars are stupid. So
Your son has an electric car.
and he's stupid. And guess what? It took him so much more time to get down to Orlando because he had to stop to charge it.
Oh,
I'm
absolutely.
sorry, but it's just so dumb.
Yeah,
And it
yeah.
uses the same amount of gas. Harvard did a thing. They did a whole study on it. It really does. When you, it's so dumb. When I drive with Joe and we go to the Hamptons to our clients, we have to stop for an hour and a half. And it's like, really? Are you serious right now? And then all the other white people are standing there like, hey, Joe, how are you, Tesla user? Let's just stand there for an hour and a half and fold our arms and wait for the car to charge so we could get to where we're going. Yeah, no, I'm
agree.
good.
A hybrid is
I'm so against
much
them.
preferred. Much
So
prefer a
dumb.
hybrid.
Love Elon. Hate electric cars.
Yeah, but
Nice.
a hybrid makes more sense. Kim, these didn't ignite on their own.
No, it was a wife that hated the husband's car because it's so goddamn ugly. She went there and lit it on fire, and that's how it happened.
No, it was Elon haters who were going after him, and that's what happened. They haven't yet put it out, but they will. That was sabotage. It happened in more than one.
I thought you meant the fire. I'm like, Jesus.
The fires. Yeah, it happened in more than one place. Yes, Trump bought his today. Can't wait till the tards glue themselves to Teslas. Me too. That'd be great. They'd be like bumper stickers. I love it. Oh, they know they can't put those fires out with water. They let Biden drive. Yeah. Well, at least Trump knows that he shouldn't drive. I'm not sure exactly why he can't drive.
I'm sure he can. He just doesn't want to. It's an annoying car. You have to keep charging it. He doesn't want to drive it. He's just doing his friend a
No,
favor.
he says he can't, and he said it. Yeah, I can't drive. They don't let me drive. So either he's blind or he's been out of a car for so long that he
That's
doesn't
what he
drive
said.
anymore. I don't know.
It's been so long.
Okay, yeah,
All
he
right.
is getting death threats, and he's been since he bought Twitter, X, and that's from the Party of Peace and Joy. But anyway, so America's the big dog, and we're showing it. Canada better watch out because they can bark all they want. They're going on CNN and MSNBC, but at the end of the day, if they stop exporting their products to us, they're going to go bankrupt and they will be belly up. Right now, if they were a state, they would not even. I think there are 3 other states or 4 other states in America that may have more money than they do. So it's just silly. The whole thing is silly. I mean, really, really dumb. So anyway, that's a show. It looks like that our little experiment with this, with not putting it on my Facebook page and your Facebook page is not working out for us very well. I don't know if people can't find us. Did you find us, Jen, today?
I mean, did I find you?
When you wanted to promote it, you were able to
Well,
find
when
it?
I went to events, you weren't even listed on events. Like usually when I
Not
go to
in,
events.
not in my personal. It's only
No. When I go to search and I go to events, we're always the first one to pop up. We weren't even on the list of events on Facebook.
because you weren't tagged, because I can't put it on your page.
All right.
It's not on your page anymore. In case we can't see
I put it.
We can't see the comments from your page.
I
So
put it
I'll
up.
have to tag you and see if that will help. All right, everybody, I love you. Please pray for Cookie and
Yes.
Gina, and congratulate Tiffy and Jen. You get the last
Good
word.
night. Good night. Good night.
Okay, love you all. See
Love you.
next Tuesday.
Bye.